Ready? Let's dive into the bloody dust of the Battle of Cannae together. It was August 216 BC and one of history's deadliest duels was about to unfold on the scorching plains of Cannae. In Apulia, southeastern Italy, the Roman army faced off against Hannibal, Carthage's brilliant commander. This was no ordinary fight. It was a battlefield where genius strategy, courage, and the hope of yes, this time we win would clash. Don't forget to subscribe. Hannibal had marched in with around 50,000 soldiers. His army was a terrifying mosaic from Africa to Gaul, from Celts to Spanish warriors, united in deadly harmony. He positioned himself along the banks of the Ophidos River because water meant life and controlling it meant controlling the battle. Little did the Romans know they were marching into a thirst crisis in the blazing August heat, worse traffic than today's Istanbul. But no worries. The Roman legions pushed southward, their eyes stung with dust, and a libeccio wind howled a challenge. It wasn't exactly eye to eye, more like a full-on dust-to-dust fight. Under the command of Lucius Aemilius Paulus and Gaius Terentius Varro, about 80,000 Roman soldiers stood ready. But this wasn't an NBA training camp, so don't be fooled by the numbers. The Roman troops were a mixed bag, like seasoned managers alongside rookie interns. Can you guess who's who? Spoiler, it's obvious. Varro was confident, like a player lining up a perfect headshot in PUBG. But as they say, the game ends and real life begins. Paulus, on the other hand, was cautious, the kind of guy who liked to be called the smart uncle in history books. The Romans anchored their right flank on the Ophidos, placing cavalry on the wings and tightening their infantry in the center, ready for a powerful strike. But Hannibal's plan was more complex. His lines formed a crescent, Gauls and Spaniards in the center, Africans and cavalry on the wings. Imagine the card layout, not poker, but the results were just as shocking. Hannibal's cavalry first defeated the enemy horsemen, then circled around to trap the Romans in a deadly squeeze from all sides. It wasn't just strength that won, it was brains too. Sure, sometimes you'd see reactions as absurd as someone throwing a coffee machine, but here it was a real siege. As the Roman infantry gradually fell back, they were walking right into a trap. Hannibal completed a crescent formation surrounding them completely. This double envelopment maneuver is legendary in history books, deadly and brilliantly executed. Roman shields were patched up with spoils from the Battle of Trasimene, reusing the dead's gear. Borrowing from the dead? You might wonder if the dead could pick up a phone. No, but the psychology was something else. The soldiers were raising their hands, clashing like the busiest morning traffic downtown. The falcata swords of the Celtaberian warriors danced mercilessly. Definitely not something you want to try in a supermarket aisle. Varro fled the battlefield, like the last guest leaving a wild party. Paulus, however, fell alongside many elite commanders. A harsh reminder that heroism has no guarantees. The Roman army suffered heavy losses. 28 of the 40 tribes were decimated. It was a tragedy on a massive scale. Around 20% of Roman men between 18 and 50 lost their lives. 1 in 5. Only 14,000 managed to escape. 10,000 were captured, the rest were killed. Carthaginian casualties were far fewer, about 6,000 dead. The numerical and moral gap was overwhelming. When news of the defeat reached Rome, panic hit a fever pitch. Women rushed to temples to weep. If only they had #Cannae Fields on Instagram back then. But well, no Wi-Fi in 216 BC. If you're enjoying this epic story, don't forget to subscribe now. Hannibal's general Hannibal burst in to immediately march on Rome. Hannibal refused. Was this a colossal strategic error? According to Livy, Hannibal said, "You know how to win battles, but not how to use your victories." In modern terms, winning the game but failing to finish it, that's a critical flaw. Hannibal expected allies from southern Italy, but received little support. Cannae shook Rome in the short term, but strengthened their long-term resolve. Rome adopted the Fabian strategy. Hannibal's effectiveness waned over time. Why is Cannae so important? Because it's the pinnacle of the classic double envelopment maneuver, a sacred text in strategy textbooks, an inspiration for military historians and modern strategists alike. Imagine if this battle was a Fortnite or Call of Duty map. How would that play out? Probably lots of ordering supplies first, then hiding mode engaged. Cannae wasn't just a test of tactics. It was a trial of human psychology. Fear, courage, stupidity, looking at you, Varro, all mixed in. It shows us that superiority isn't about numbers, but about brains.
But too much confidence can bring you down. Take Varro's example as a warning.
History doesn't just tell the past. It teaches lessons for today and tomorrow. On that scorching day in 216 BC in Apulia, the Battle of Cannae ended, and world history turned a new page. Victories are won and celebrated, but if lessons aren't learned, the price is steep. If you love this epic and entertaining story, hit subscribe now and let's meet again on new adventures.